Very
Let me
sad.
ask, there are some questions that deal with looking back. Leslie is one of them. Leslie Caulfield from New Jersey has our next question for the piece.
President Trump, it's been widely reported that the threat of the coronavirus was included in your daily intelligence briefings for weeks prior to the first confirmed case in the U.S. Can you please explain to us why you did not act sooner to prepare this country for this pandemic?
Okay, I love the question, actually, because what I did is way early, I closed our country to China. Nancy Pelosi was a month later saying it's going to pass. Everybody, even Tony Fauci was saying it's going to pass, not going to be a big deal. Schumer was talking about all sorts of things. This is long after I closed the country. They called me a racist. They said xenophobic. Biden said he was xenophobic. Biden has now written a letter of apology because I did the right thing. I saved hundreds of thousands of lives. Okay. She's asking me the question about intelligence. I have the head of the intelligence agencies here today. And here's the exact thing. And we have it. It's going to be released tomorrow or the next day. But I released it today. On January 23rd, I was told that there could be a virus coming in, but it was of no real import. In other words, it wasn't, oh, we got to do something, we got to do something. It was a brief conversation, and it was only on January 23rd. Shortly thereafter, I closed down the country to China. And we had 21 people in the room. I was the only one that wanted to close it down. Very good people in the room, very well-meaning. But take a look. On, I think it was February 26th, Nancy Pelosi is Let's Dance in the Streets of Chinatown to show that it's not going to hurt us. In other words, I'm not blaming her for it, but nobody thought this was going to happen. But on January, it's such an important question to me, because they think that months earlier we were told about this and we should have done something about it. China didn't even know for a period of time. It got out. China should have stopped it. But China, they didn't know, and they wouldn't let us in. We wanted to go into China. They didn't want us to go in because they didn't want to have us see it. Maybe they were worried about competence. Maybe they were worried about something else. But the question is good, and here's the final answer. The intelligence agencies told me on the 23rd, shortly thereafter, I closed down the country, but I didn't do it because of what they said, because they said it very matter-of-factly. It was not a big deal. And the intelligence agencies, which are now, because before they weren't, which are now very competently run with some great people and some great people coming, the intelligence agencies will tell you that tomorrow.
So when you did stop travel in from China, about 40,000 people came back to this country.
They were American citizens,
but you said they were tested? Who tested them and where?
They were tested, well, the different states. They were tested, they were quarantined when they were sick, and they came back. I spoke with Ron DeSantis 2 days ago. He called me. He said, you know, the 40,000 people that came back, the ones that went to Florida, he said, we put them through the grill. We had people quarantined. We had people tested. You could ask the governor, you know, there's one example, but other governors did the same thing if they were doing their job. But I had to let them come back. I actually said maybe we could keep them there for a while. These are American citizens. I had to let them come back, Martha. So you had 40,000 people. Now, when the Democrats said it, he said he closed the border, but he let 40,000. They don't say they were American citizens. I did the right thing. But when they came back, they were tested. Some were tested probably not as good as they could have been. I can tell you, Florida tested the people very, very well. And look how low the numbers are in Florida. They've done a great job.
Team, subscribe for more of these type of videos.